This video is all about emergency funds. I'll keep this video short and sweet and answer 3 very important questions about emergency funds. Question number 1, how to start an emergency fund? And question number 2, where should I keep my emergency fund? And number 3 is how much should an emergency fund be? In this video, I'll answer these questions one by one, so stick till the end of this video to learn about all of them. Hi, my name is Miriam, and in this YouTube channel I talk about personal finance and productivity. And if you're interested in related topics, please subscribe to my channel and like this video. So let's start from the very easy one. How to start an emergency fund. Starting an emergency fund is as easy as taking $1 a day and putting it aside to save it for your emergency day. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but if it happens, then this is the fund that you're gonna use to cover up the expenses at that time of your life. Well, when I say $1, you'll think that, oh, if I put $1 a day, it's gonna be just $360 something per year. Of course, then you would need more years in order to save a certain amount of emergency fund that you need. But instead of $1, you can start saving like $100 from your each paycheck, or maybe like several $100s from each paycheck that you get. And this is the way how you start saving. And nobody can tell you like start saving $100 a week, or maybe start saving $1,000 per month, because each person's financial situation is unique. Nobody can just tell you to save certain amount of money and start doing it right now. You start from a certain amount considering all your current financial situation and your financial needs and wants. Just start from the amount that you feel comfortable today and start increasing it every months or every couple months when you feel ready. And as you understand, the most important thing when starting an emergency fund here is being consistent and saving a certain amount of money every couple weeks or every month, so you do it regularly in order to achieve your financial goal, which is having an emergency fund at the end of the day. And question number 2 is, where should I keep my emergency fund? So when you think about emergency fund is something that you might need in the future at a certain moment that you don't know. And in order to be ready for that, you don't want to keep your money somewhere invested in stocks or some other assets like maybe real estate or any other long-term investments, because it's gonna be a little hard to liquidate those assets, and it can take some time in order to turn them into cash. And if you need those money like immediately when you get an emergency situation, it's not the best option. So the best option is to have the most liquid type of emergency fund, right? The most liquid thing in the world is cash that you can use like anytime, anywhere. But having cash at home under your pillow might not be the best thing, because it has some risks. Cash might be stolen away from your house, or maybe if some emergency happens, say fire at your house, then probably the emergency fund is gonna be gone. And one of the secure and more reliable places to keep your emergency fund might be just a simple checking account at the bank. Now we know how to start the emergency fund and where to keep it. Now we need to figure out how much should an emergency fund be. And the answer to this question is depends. So it depends on so many things. I'll group them in order to be able to somehow estimate how much should we save for our emergency fund. And this emergency can be anything, like maybe some health problems, very serious health problems, maybe some maybe just losing a job, or maybe some financial crash, or things like COVID-19 that happened very recently. And when this happens, you want to cover your basic expenses. So when I say basic expenses, I mean the fixed expenses that you have. Say If you have a mortgage, then it's the amount of mortgage that you need to pay each month. Of course, you also need to pay your insurance, your food, and utilities. To clarify here, I'll give my personal example. So I live with my husband, so our family consists only of 2 people right now, and we have a mortgage which is $1,400 a month. Other than that, we spend for utilities and food around $600 per month. In addition to that, we spend money on insurance and transportation, about $500. And when I roughly calculate like how much we spend on those fixed expenses, it's about $2,500 a month. Now the question is, how many months or years we should think of as an emergency time, right? People say that emergency fund should be 6 months or at least 6 months. My answer is here, it depends. I can't tell you how much money you should have in your emergency fund. So I don't want to say that your emergency fund should be for at least 6 months of your living expenses, because it might not be accurate for everybody. It is very generalized term, so I can say that this is a rule. Consider your financial situation and your financial needs in case if there is an emergency in your life. Depending on that, go beyond 6 months and save more in your emergency fund. Today we answered these important 3 questions, which are how to start investing, where to put your emergency fund, and how much money you need to have in your emergency fund. I hope this video was helpful for you, and I hope that you learned something new. If you did, please subscribe to my channel and like this video, as it helps me to grow my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.